Q6049. When learners display the defense mechanism called repression, they A. Refuse to accept reality. B. Place uncomfortable thoughts into inaccessible areas of the unconscious mind. C. Attempt to justify actions by asking numerous questions. The correct answer is B. When learners display the defense mechanism called repression, they place uncomfortable thoughts into inaccessible areas of the unconscious mind. Repression is a defense mechanism that operates unconsciously and involves pushing or burying distressing or threatening thoughts, memories, or desires into the unconscious mind. It is a way for individuals to cope with anxiety or psychological discomfort by keeping these thoughts out of conscious awareness. In the context of this question, when learners employ repression, they are attempting to block or suppress thoughts or memories that may be uncomfortable, distressing, or conflict with their self-image. By repressing these thoughts, they are placing them into the unconscious mind, making them inaccessible to conscious awareness. Repression is believed to be a protective mechanism that helps individuals avoid conscious awareness of thoughts or memories that may be too painful, threatening, or overwhelming. It allows individuals to maintain a sense of psychological equilibrium and protect their self-concept. It's important to note that while repression may provide temporary relief from distressing thoughts or memories, it can also limit self-awareness, hinder personal growth, and lead to unresolved psychological conflicts. Unconscious thoughts and emotions may still influence behavior and well-being, even if individuals are not consciously aware of them. Educators and instructors can create a supportive learning environment where learners feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, emotions, and concerns. By promoting open communication, reflection, and self-exploration, instructors can help learners develop a greater understanding of their experiences and facilitate healthy coping mechanisms beyond repression. Q6049-1. When learners display the defense mechanism of denial, they A. Become visibility angry, upset, or childish. B. May attempt to minimize the situation. C. Attempt to justify actions by asking numerous questions. The correct answer is B. When learners display the defense mechanism of denial, they may attempt to minimize the situation. Denial is a defense mechanism where individuals refuse to accept or acknowledge the reality of a situation or experience. It involves avoiding or downplaying uncomfortable or distressing information, thoughts, or emotions in order to protect oneself from the associated anxiety or discomfort. In the context of this question, when learners employ denial, they are minimizing the significance or impact of the situation at hand. They may downplay or dismiss the importance of the situation, deny its existence, or refuse to accept the reality of what is happening. By engaging in denial, learners create a psychological barrier that shields them from acknowledging or confronting the uncomfortable or distressing aspects of the situation. It allows them to maintain a sense of psychological equilibrium and avoid facing potentially threatening or anxiety-provoking information. It's important to note that denial can be a self-protective mechanism in the short term, but it can also hinder personal growth, prevent problem-solving, and lead to unresolved issues. Denial may interfere with the ability to recognize and address challenges, limiting opportunities for learning and development. Educators and instructors can support learners by creating a safe and non-judgmental learning environment where learners feel comfortable acknowledging and addressing difficult situations. By promoting open communication, empathy, and self-reflection, instructors can help learners develop healthier coping mechanisms and encourage the willingness to face and address reality. Q6049-2. An individual who has a hidden fear of flying that inhibits learning during training is displaying the defense mechanism of A. Flight. B. Repression. C. Resignation. The correct answer is B. An individual who has a hidden fear of flying that inhibits learning during training is displaying the defense mechanism of repression. Repression is a defense mechanism where individuals unconsciously push distressing or threatening thoughts, memories, or desires into the unconscious mind. It involves keeping these thoughts or emotions hidden from conscious awareness as a way to cope with anxiety or psychological discomfort. In the context of this question, the individual with a hidden fear of flying is employing repression to keep their fear suppressed and inaccessible to conscious awareness. By repressing their fear, they are attempting to protect themselves from the anxiety and distress associated with it. The fear of flying, which is hidden and repressed, inhibits the individual's ability to learn during training. Their unconscious fear interferes with their ability to fully engage in the learning process and may cause resistance or avoidance behavior. Repression allows individuals to maintain a sense of psychological equilibrium and protect their self-concept, but it can also limit self-awareness and hinder personal growth. Unconscious thoughts and emotions may still influence behavior and well-being, even if individuals are not consciously aware of them. Instructors can create a supportive learning environment where learners feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, emotions, and concerns. By promoting open communication, empathy, and trust, instructors can help learners explore and address any hidden fears or anxieties, facilitating a more effective learning experience. 6050. When a learner engages in daydreaming, it is the defense mechanism of A. Compensation, B. Fantasy, C. Denial. The correct answer is B. When a learner engages in daydreaming, it is a defense mechanism known as fantasy. Fantasy is a defense mechanism where individuals create a mental escape or alternative reality by engaging in imaginative thoughts or daydreaming. It involves creating scenarios, stories, or situations in the mind that provide a temporary escape from reality or serve as a source of comfort and satisfaction. In the context of this question, when a learner engages in daydreaming, they are using fantasy as a defense mechanism. Daydreaming allows them to temporarily detach from the present situation and immerse themselves in their own imagined world. It can provide a mental break, alleviate boredom or stress, or offer a form of emotional gratification. Fantasy can serve as a coping mechanism to temporarily avoid or distance oneself from challenging or uncomfortable circumstances. It provides a sense of control, freedom, or fulfillment in the realm of one's imagination. However, excessive or frequent engagement in fantasy may interfere with concentration, focus, and productive learning. Educators and instructors can encourage learners to find a balance between imagination and reality. Providing engaging and stimulating learning experiences can help maintain learner interest and reduce the need for excessive daydreaming. Additionally, fostering an environment that encourages active participation, creativity, and meaningful connections to real-life applications can enhance learner engagement and reduce the reliance on fantasy as a defense mechanism. 6052, which would more likely result in learners becoming frustrated. A. Giving the learners meaningless praise. B. Telling learners their work is unsatisfactory with no explanation. C. An instructor freely admitting mistakes causing lack of trust. The correct answer is B. Telling learners their work is unsatisfactory without providing any explanation is more likely to result in learners becoming frustrated. Feedback plays a crucial role in the learning process, and how feedback is delivered can greatly impact learners' emotions and motivation. When learners receive feedback that their work is unsatisfactory without any explanation or guidance on how to improve, it can be frustrating and disheartening. Without understanding the reasons for their unsatisfactory work, learners may feel confused, demotivated, and unsure about how to make progress. They may perceive the feedback as non-constructive criticism or as a lack of support from the instructor. This can lead to frustration, decreased self-confidence, and a sense of helplessness. On the other hand, providing meaningful feedback, even when pointing out areas for improvement, can be more beneficial for learners. Constructive feedback that includes specific explanations, examples, and suggestions for improvement helps learners understand what went wrong and how they can enhance their performance. It promotes a growth mindset and motivates learners to continue working towards improvement. Instructors should strive to deliver feedback in a constructive and supportive manner, offering clear explanations and guidance on how learners can address their areas of weakness. This approach fosters a positive learning environment, encourages learners to seek growth opportunities, and helps prevent unnecessary frustration.